Welcome to the continuation of our English lesson. Today we are looking at English tenses. Okay? English tenses. Alright? So what is a tense? Or what is an English tense? An English tense shows, or English tense are forms that shows when something happens in the present, in the past, okay, or in the future. Alright? Their component is usually verb. Okay, they are made up of verbs. All right, they are usually made up of what? Verbs. All right, so these are the tenses. All right, or the classes of tenses. The classes of tenses: present, past, future. Tenses show when something happens in the present, the past, or the future. So the class of tenses is present, past, future. We have 3 classes of tenses, and we have 4 aspects. So 4 aspects of tenses. They include present. Okay, we have the continuous. All right, we have the simple continuous. Is it simple continuous? The simple. We have the continuous. We have the simple. We have the perfect, and we have the perfect continuous. All right. So what this means is that each of these classes of the tense has each of these 4 aspects. All right. For example, we are going to have present continuous, present simple, present perfect continuous, past continuous, past simple, past perfect, and past perfect continuous, future continuous, future simple, future perfect, and future perfect continuous, giving us a total of 12 tenses. All right, 4 times 3, that's 12. So we have 12 tenses. So looking at each of the tenses one after the other and what they mean. All right, present simple tense means what? A general fact. All right, present simple, it means what? General fact. The fact is general. Okay, how does it usually appear? It usually has S. Okay, sorry, without S. So you are going to have something like this. Let me check what we have here. Okay, it's the one that usually has S. Sorry, something like example, we have works. He works at the salon. All right, we have present continuous. All right, present continuous. What is the meaning? Shows ongoing action, right? Ongoing action. You can see that this one, present simple. Anything present simple means that it means a general fact. For example, you can say he works at the salon. It's a fact. We know it. It's something that is true. He works in a salon. All right. So this one, use it for something that is continuous. All right. Something like the ing form. Okay. The ing forms. All right. Working. Something that is ongoing. E.g., ongoing action. Working. All right. He is working. I am working. Present continuous. All right. So the form usually comes with I am working. Comes with I am, is, then ing form. All right. Then we have the next present perfect. All right. Perfect. And this one is going to have had. All right. Have/has plus a participle. All right. Have/has plus a participle. For example, you can have have/has, have/has, or has/have finished. Okay. All right. Have/had finished. You can see. So that's it. I have or has finished reading the book. All right. So that's what a past perfect. What's past perfect? Anything perfect. What perfect usually notes this particular aspect. What it usually shows is completion of an action related to time. Okay, completion of an action related to time. It has something to do with time. All right, and so on and so forth. Then the past perfect continuous has been and has reading. Okay, so the past perfect continuous, sorry, is it past perfect? Present perfect continuous has continuous in it. Present perfect, let's put this thing here. Present perfect continuous. Okay, the present perfect continuous has, okay, indicating that something has been completed, and it also has ing form. Okay, ing form. Has been reading is an example of it. For example, he has been reading. Has been reading. All right, he has been reading. Ing. So that's that for present tense. For past tense, it's still the same thing. Okay, past simple. It's just a simple past tense. He left the house. That's a simple past. Simple past. He left the house. Okay. Let's see. Okay, you can see they visited Paris last summer. For what? Past simple. They visited Paris last summer. Just a simple past tense. Visited. Visited. Okay. That's that for that. Then for past continuous, you are going to have a subject, then you have a past tense, maybe was or were. Then you have a past tense. Okay. Okay, past continuous. That's what we are looking at, right? Continuous. Then you have ing form. Ing form. So for example, I was watching TV at 8 p.m. I was watching TV at 8 p.m. I was watching. This one is the ing form. Watching. Was is what? Past tense. Ing is continuous. TV at tenses are so easy to understand. Understand it, don't memorize. Okay. Then which other one are we looking at? We are looking at past perfect. Okay, the one you have had. Okay, had and past tense. Had slash has and what? You add a past tense, okay, to it, or a participle. For example, you can say she had left before I arrived. She had left. She had left before I arrived. Arrived is a participle ending in ed. All right. Had left is a what? Is a past perfect tense. All right. Past. Had is left is past. Had makes it what? Perfect. All right. Beautiful. Let's look at the next. Okay. Past perfect continuous. Okay. So past perfect continuous. So what do you have to do? You put a past tense, for example, left. You put a continuous, arriving. Okay. You put which other thing? He said past perfect continuous. You put had. Okay. So this one represents what? Perfect. This one represents past. This one represents continuous. Okay. So if we use this to make a sentence, to just make this faster, let's use the one we have here. They had been working all day before they rested. Okay. They had been. So had been is a past. This one is a perfect. Had is a perfect, right? Then been is a past tense, right? Then working is what? The continuous. All right. As easy as ABCD. Now let's look at future quickly. Future tense quickly with all the aspects. 4 aspects. For future tense, remember that future is talking about something that is likely not going to happen or something that will happen in the future. Okay. For future simple, we just put will there or would. All right. I will do it. I will do it. That's future simple. All right. Another one again, future continuous. Just put future tense there like will. Then put continuous. All right. What is a continuous? Calling. Ing form, right? I will be calling you tomorrow. All right. Or I will be traveling tomorrow. Then the next one, future perfect. Future perfect. Future perfect. What is a perfect? Bring a perfect like had, right? Perfect tense like had. Then bring future tense like will. Okay. So we can use something like he will, had. But since we are using had here as perfect, let's use would. Okay. Okay. He would had said it. Would had said it. All right. So this one is what? Future tense. This one is what? Perfect tense. So future perfect tense. Okay. So you can also use have. He would have said it. It's also correct. It's also future perfect. Okay. Then the final one is future perfect continuous. All you have to do, bring a perfect tense and bring the continuous together. Okay. So let's say we are having continuous like walking, ing form, walking. All right. We have has been. Okay. Let's use has been or had been. Okay. Okay. Then we put our future, which is will. Okay. Will. We can also use have. Okay. And we can also use has. All right. Have, has, had. Okay. So we can say, by next week, she will have been working here for 10 years. So by next week, it will by next week, she would have been working here for 10 years. She will have been working here for 10 years. All right. It's talking about the future. That by next week is going to mark it 10 years. That's also person. That's also person will have been working there for 10 years. All right. So that's that for that. Let's move on to the next topic. Let's look at the next topic, which is going to be definitely, please do well to answer the questions we have. Okay. Do well to answer the questions we have. All right. The questions we have in the lesson, do well to answer them. Should we look at stress next? Stress. Or before we look at that stress, we have subjunctive, we have disjunctive, we have sentence detachment. Where is sentence detachment? We have sentence detachment to treat. We have comprehension. We have not treated that. We have a sentence detachment. Okay, what we are going to do, let's work our way upwards. So we know that what we have left is what we have upwards. All right. So we'll not have to come down again. So let's do collocation next. After that, we do comprehension. Collocation. Collocation means when one word appear alongside another. That's collocation. When words appear alongside each other. Oh my God. This is just so much. All right. That's collocation. All right. Collocation. All right. For example, one word collocates with the other. That's they always appear together. If you use one, you must use the other one. For example, so collocates with that. Okay, collocates with what? That. Anytime you use so, there's always a need for you to use that. All right. If you use so and you don't use that, most of the time, it makes the sentence grammatically incorrect. For example, I was so hungry that I finished the food. That's correct. I was so hungry that I finished the food. Okay. But when you now say, you say, I was so hungry that I finished the food. This is correct. But when you now say, I finished the food because, okay, because I was so hungry. I was so hungry. This is not so correct. All right. Because so collocates with that. When you use so, always ensure that you use that. All right. So we can say, I finished the food because I was very hungry. Correct. So you don't use so here. To make this sentence correct, you use very. All right. I finished the food because I was very hungry. All right. So that's that for that. Let's now look at other collocations. We have a lot. Look at the lesson note. You are going to see them. All right. As and regards. As collocates with regards. As collocates with what? Regards. So we can say as regards your appointment. As regards your appointment, we are doing everything correct. Okay. But don't go and say as regard without S. It becomes wrong. So as collocates with what? Regards. With S. So with collocates with regard. The one without S now. Okay. Regard. So we can say with regard to your visit. All right. We are making preparation. All right. With collocates with regard. All right. Which other one collocation are we looking at? Although and yet. All right. Although slash yet. They collocate. Okay. So you can say, although he is poor, yet he sent his child to school. Although he is poor, yet he sent his child to school. All right. Sometimes you can leave out this yet. You can say, although he is poor, he sent his child to school. That's still correct without the yet. But never you use although and go and be using but or so or and. Never use any of these. All right. Although he is poor, but he sent his child to school. Wrong. Although he is poor, so he sent his child to school. Wrong. Although he is poor and he sent his child. They are all wrong. Let's look at another one. In view of slash with view to. Okay. In view of slash with view to. So if you are using in view, you should use what? Of. If you are using with view, you use to. Okay. For example, we can say in view of, okay, in view of finding a solution. Finding a solution. They will use in view, okay, with a view. We now use to, with a view to finding a solution. All right. Which other one are we looking at? Sympathetic. Is sympathetic. Sympathetic collocates with to. Okay. Why sympathize collocates with. So we can use sympathetic to. But we use sympathize. Okay. Sympathize with. Right? You can say, I sympathize with him. Correct. But when you use sympathetic, you say, I am sympathetic to, or he is sympathetic to him. Don't use he is sympathetic with him. All right. Surprised at. Surprised collocates with at, not bio. Surprise. Surprise collocates with at. I am surprised at what you did. I am surprised at your action, not I am surprised by your action. I am surprised with your action. All those are wrong. Looking forward, collocate with to. Looking forward. Forward, collocate with what? Looking forward, collocate with to. All right, forward, collocate with to. Looking forward to. There's one thing about to. Okay, anytime you use to, there's always a need to put gerund. All right, looking forward to visiting you. Okay, must come with gerund. Okay, must come with gerund or noun, but never with a verb. Okay, it must come with gerund. When you have to, looking forward to visiting you, looking forward to seeing it, looking forward to seeing more, looking forward to learning more, looking forward to attending more. Okay, don't say looking forward to attend more, looking forward to do more. No, use a gerund or a noun. Okay, all right. after to, either you put noun or you put gerund. Gerund is what? ing forms. Okay, ending in ing. All right. Don't use verb. Okay. Though gerund forms can be continuous verb, but they are called gerund. Okay, gerund are regarded as noun. Okay, but don't use all those verb like present continuous. Okay, present simple. Okay, don't use those verb like present simple, like work, looking forward to work with you, or to work with you, but use gerund ing form to working with you. All right, to make that what correct. All right. Prefer, collocate with to. I prefer to. I prefer this to this. Don't say I prefer this than this. Oh. I prefer rice to beans. I prefer chocolate to strawberry. I prefer chocolate to vanilla. Prefer, collocate with to. Collocate with what? To. All right. I prefer rice to beans. I prefer chocolate to vanilla. Don't say I prefer chocolate than vanilla. No. Discuss something and talk about something. All right. You can either say discuss means what? You can say discuss, we are discussing it. Okay. Don't say we are discussing about it. That's wrong. Say we are discussing it. Okay. Discuss already means to what? To talk about something. So you can say we are discussing your appointment. Don't say we are discussing about your appointment. It's wrong. Okay. So we can now use talk about. So if we want to use about, we can now say talk about. So we can say we are talking about it. All right. We are talking about your appointment. But don't say we are discussing about. Discuss already means talking about something. So just say we are discussing it. We are discussing your appointment. Or you can use we are talking about. Learn by heart. This one is very common. Learn by heart. Most Nigerians always get this one wrong. Learn by heart. Okay, so you learn by heart. Learn by heart. Not learn off heart. I memorize it by heart. By heart. I learnt it by heart. Not I learnt it off heart. I learnt it off head. But when you want to quote or recite, quote offhand. You quote offhand. All right. I can quote it offhand, not off head. I can quote it offhand. I can recite it offhand. All right. That's that for collocation. All right. Let's now do comprehension next. Comprehension. We are going to be very fast with this comprehension. Comprehension passage. How to answer comprehension passage. All right. It's very easy. If you follow my style, my technique, you are going to come back to this video thanking me every day for teaching you how to answer comprehension. A lot of JAMB UTME candidates testified. My comprehension techniques. I'm going to give you the 7 proven pattern of answering comprehension. What is comprehension? Comprehension has a passage, okay? And this passage is usually used to test how well you can read and understand written words. Sometimes they can use comprehension to test other topics in English, such as figure of speech, test your vocabulary, test your, how well you can use tenses, test your ability to use punctuations, test your ability to, read and understand, your assimilation capability. Okay. You also use it to test your lexical pattern. Okay. Your lexical pattern, how well you're able to use lexis, and also your ability to summarize, summary, right? They still use it to test idioms and so on and so forth. But for basic comprehension, the basic or the primary essence of comprehension, the primary reason for comprehension passage is to test how well you can understand written words. Okay, so that's it. So what are the steps? Steps of answering comprehension. All right, the steps. It's 7 steps. Okay, 7 proven steps. Okay, number one is what? Quickly scan through. All right, quickly. It says quickly scan through. Scan through what? The questions. Just leave the passage. Quickly scan through the what? The question / what? The options. All right, quickly scan through. Why are you scanning through the questions and the options? You have to do this quickly. You can see quickly. I underlined it. Why are you doing this? It gives you a clue. It gives you a clue on what you are asked to do. Because when you know your duty before resuming a work, when you already know your duty before resuming a work, it is going to be easier, blending into that work, other than when you don't know your duty, you don't know your job description, you just went straight to your workplace and you started looking everybody move. That's when you start learning things. That's when you start learning everybody. That's when you start your orientation. Your reading or your scanning through the questions and the options is your orientation. It orients you. Okay? It tells you where this is located, so that when you are reading the passage, you will say, I once saw something like this here. I think I should go and look at that question. I think I should go and look at that option, because you already know the orientation. To some extent, you are equipped. All right? How do you quickly scan through the questions and the options? It's easy. As you scan through, look out for some certain details. Like, for example, you are looking out for some keywords / expressions. So you are looking out for what? Keywords and expressions. That's what you are looking out for. Keywords and expression. Ensure you what? Try all your best to memorize as many words and statements as you can. Okay? Keywords and statements, expressions. Okay? As you can. Memorize as many as you can. Keywords and expressions in the comprehension questions and the options. All right? So, number 2 says quickly read through the passage. Okay? Now it's time to read the passage. Number 2 says quickly, again, emphasizing on the quickly. Quickly what? Read through. Read the passage. Okay? Note what? Note keywords and expression. Note keywords / expressions. All right? So you are developing your orientation now. That's what you are doing. You are developing this orientation. When you start reading the passage, you are soon going to start, connecting the passage with the question and the answer, the options that you have read. You are going to feel that connection. Okay? You are never going to be disconnected while you are reading the passage. Then number 3, the third step is avoid trying to understand strange words and statements. Avoid stressing strange words / statements. Statements / expression. All those things that look strange to you, just keep them. Continue and try as much as possible to understand much more similar words and expressions. All right? For example, let me give you an example. This passage, the importance of education cannot be overemphasized. Maybe you don't know the meaning of overemphasize. Don't wait and start thinking, hey, what is overemphasize? Overemphasize. That is going to swallow up your time. It's going to give you time wasted, and you are not going to achieve anything. Time wasted achieving nothing. So just continue with these more simpler ones, because if you see overemphasized here now, cannot be overemphasized. Overemphasized. Okay? Before the overemphasize, what did you see? You saw cannot, right? So if you don't know the meaning of this word, you can use the word surrounding it, okay, to predict the meaning of the word, to continue, so that your understanding will not be fragmented or fractured at any point. All right? So cannot, what does cannot mean? It means that something can't go. Okay? Can't something, right? Cannot something. So you already have a clue that is trying to portray that the education or the importance of education cannot be done certain way. All right? Even though you don't understand overemphasize, it means that it cannot be done certain way. All right? That's a clue. That's a clue. Then number 4, the fourth technique is what? Complete the passage before answering any of the question. Ensure you read the passage completely before picking any answer. All right? Or before picking your permanent answer. I'm not saying you can't read to some extent and go and look your question and answer. You can answer, but before picking your permanent answer, like picking your final answer and leaving it without making any edits, ensure you read the entire passage. Okay? So complete the passage before answering questions. All right? Complete the passage. The passage before what? Answering question. All right? Answering questions. Or before picking your final answer. All right? Then I will have to wipe so that we can continue with 5, 6 and 7. All right. At number 5 says pick the most reasonable answer or option according to the what? The passage. It must be according to the passage. Oh. It must be according to the passage. Pick the most reasonable answer. Number 5 says pick the most reasonable answer according to the passage. 5. Pick the what? The most reasonable answer according to what? The passage. Or according to the writer, according to the author, according to the passage. If the passage tells you that Tinubu is not the current president of Nigeria, pick that answer. Whatever the passage tells you, pick it. Even though you know that that thing is wrong or it's not in real life, it's not ought to be. It's not the normative. Pick what the passage says because you are not the writer. Then at number 6, the 6th technique is skip anything that costs you additional time. Do not waste your time. Do it very fast. Number 6. Don't waste time. Anything that is costing you additional time, abandon it and move ahead. Be fast. All right. Then number 7 is what? The last and the most important, practice. All right. Practice comprehension passage. This helps you build your accuracy. It helps you build your speed. It exposes you to better words, and it configures your brain to a faster method of understanding and assimilation. So that's why you have to practice. It gives your brain that configuration needed to quickly navigate through comprehensions. You find yourself easily understanding comprehension. You never even read go far, you don't understand what's in the comprehension they're all about. So that's that for that. Ensure you practice. So these are the proven steps of answering comprehension. A quick recap of everything. The 7 proven steps of answering comprehension passage. Number 1 is to quickly read through or scan through the questions provided. After scanning through, what are you trying to do? What are you focusing on? You are trying to memorize as many statements and words in the options, okay, and the questions. All right. After scanning through the questions, you quickly read through the passage, noting keywords and expression and statements. That's what you are focused on. All right. Then the 3rd one is what? Avoid trying to understand strange words. All right. Just keep it or use the surrounding words to what? To get a clue on what that word can, potentially mean. All right. Then number 4, the 4th one is complete the passage before answering any of the question. Even though you have started ticking your answers, ensure you complete the passage before leaving your final answer. All right. Then at number 5, we have answering questions according to what? According to the author, according to the writer, not according to yourself or according to what you know, but according to the writer. Then number 6 is skip anything that costs you additional time. Don't waste time. All right. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. Then number 7 is what? Practice, which can never be what? Overemphasized. All right. That's that for comprehension. You can see how easy answering comprehension passage is. Okay. So now it's left for you to go and start practicing comprehension passage, following the 7 proven steps of answering comprehension passage. All right. Let's move on to the next topic. The next topic is direct and indirect speech. Then we do tag questions. Direct and indirect speech. Then we do tag questions. All right. What is the difference between direct and indirect speech? Direct speech. Then we put indirect speech here. Sometimes they call this one report speech. Okay. Report speech or reported speech. Okay. So direct speech is a speech that is coming from the speaker, raw. It comes from the speaker raw. Nothing done tamper. Nothing has changed in the speech. The same way the speaker said it, that's direct speech. For example, a direct speech is, this direct speech is also called quote speech, like quoting someone, quoting a speaker. All right, quote speech. All right, so a direct speech, for example, include, are you free now? Are you free now? now. Are you free now? Who said it? Okay, we put it in quotes because it's a quote speech. Said Ahmed. Are you free now? Said Ahmed. That was the same way Ahmed presented it. He quoted Ahmed the same way. Exactly what Ahmed said. Ahmed walked up to someone or said something to someone. Ahmed said, are you free now? Then someone is quoting exactly what Ahmed said. Direct speech. Are you free now? Said Ahmed. Okay. Another example is, I will play tomorrow. I will play tomorrow. Tomorrow. Said who? Put it in quotes because it's what? It's a direct speech, quote speech. Said Ronaldo. Ronaldo. I will play tomorrow, said Ronaldo. This was the same way Ronaldo said it. He came and he said, he was asked by the coach, say, Ronaldo, will you play tomorrow? I will play tomorrow. So someone is now quoting what Ronaldo said as a direct or quote speech. I will play tomorrow, said Ronaldo. That was Ronaldo's response. That's for direct speech. Very easy. Then for indirect speech, we paraphrase, okay? Or it can also be called reported speech. We paraphrase, we report, okay? The direct speech, okay? What the person said in the direct speech. That's where we convert the direct speech to an indirect speech. We now paraphrase it, okay? We paraphrase the word of the speaker. One thing about indirect speech is that it usually begins with past tense. Usually what? Start with past tense. Because we are paraphrasing the words, okay, or the speech of the speaker. All right? We are paraphrasing the speaker. For example, let's turn this one to an indirect speech. The first example, are you free now? Said Ahmed. So we are going to say, Ahmed said, you can see, start with what? Past tense. Ahmed said, or Ahmed asked if I was free then. Okay? So Ahmed asked if I was free then. You see? So Ahmed asked if I was free then. So that's it. You paraphrase. All right? So let's look at the rules that govern reported speech. Okay? Let's look at the rules that govern reported speech. It's very easy. When we have a future tense, we report it in a what? In a past tense. Okay? When we have future tense, future tense is reported in a past tense, present tense reported in past tense, and the final one is past tense reported in past perfect tense. Okay? Future and present tense, past tense. Okay? Future tense, not future tense. Future is reported in the past. Okay? Future is reported in past tense. A speech that is in the past tense. Okay. Future tense, when the speech is in future tense or the future, we report it in what? Past tense. Past perfect tense, right? No, in the past tense. Past tense. All right. Then we report the present in past tense too. Okay. We report present in past tense. All right. Then we report past tense in what? Past perfect tense. All right. We report past tense in past perfect tense. Just know that future and present, past tense. Past tense, we report in future tense. All right. Let's look at the beautiful examples we have here. Let's use the one we have here. Okay. We have a direct speech of, we are looking at the future tense now. Okay. This one is a direct speech, direct or quote speech. Okay. I will play tomorrow. This one is a future tense, right? Will play tomorrow. Said what? Said Ronaldo. Abi? So remember, I said we should use what? We express it in past tense, right? So Ronaldo said that he would what? Play the next day, right? So tomorrow is converted to the next day. So Ronaldo said that he would play the next day. All right? We converted what? The future tense to what? Past tense. All right? As simple as that. Now let's look at present tense. When it's in the present tense, we also convert to past tense. For example, the exam is over, said the student. Okay? Taking present tense. The exam is over. Is present, right? Said the word, said the student. All right? Said the student. So we are converting this to past tense, right? So we are going to say the student said that the exam was what? Over, right? Okay, that's what reported speech was over. Converted to was. Is converted to was, past tense. So the final one is past tense, where we use past perfect tense for past tense. Okay, remember the past perfect always having had been. This one is a past perfect form. All right. So we are going to bring a direct speech in. This one is direct. This one is indirect, or reported speech. This one is indirect. All right. So we are going to bring in a direct speech with past tense. All right. Okay. So direct speech in past tense. The exam ended. The exam ended few hours ago. All right. Then we convert. This is direct. We convert this past tense to what? Ended. Okay. Ended few hours ago. Ended few hours ago. Okay. So this is now going to be few. Said who? Who said this? Said the teacher. All right. So we are now going to say the teacher had said. The teacher had said that the exam ended few hours ago. Now turns to what? Before. All right. Few hours before. So let's note the changes that occur. All right. You can see we converted this one to waiting. Past perfect tense, right? We converted the past tense here, ended, to past perfect tense. Okay. Plus this one, making it past perfect. Had ended. Okay. The teacher had said that the exam ended few hours before. Or you can say, you can remove this had ended and you say the teacher said that the exam had. You now put the had here. Had ended few hours. Okay. Both are correct. All right. Had ended 2 hours, few hours. Then here we now have the present perfect and the past perfect. I mean to say. Yeah. All right. So let's note some changes and exceptions. All right. Some changes and exceptions. Changes and exceptions. What are the changes and exceptions? For example, if you have yesterday in the direct speech, let's put direct here. Put indirect here. So if you have yesterday here, yesterday, when you convert it into indirect speech, you are going to use yesterday, day before, or previous day. Okay, day before or previous day, anyone. So if you have now, you convert it to what? Then, in what? Indirect speech. The next one is if you have today, today turns to what? That day. Okay. If you have tomorrow, tomorrow, you convert it to what? Indirect speech. Next day. If you have ago, convert it to what? Before. The indirect speech. Now let's look at the exceptions to the rule. All right. The third rule, which is using past perfect tense, when we have past tense, there is an exception to that rule. Okay. During narration. Okay. When the speech is timeless. So when the speech is timeless or during narration. What does it mean that a speech is timeless? It has no time limit. All right. It has no time limit. For example, you can say, he goes to work. Goes. He's timeless. He has no limit. He goes to work. There he goes again. Okay? No limit. We are not seeing any signal, any stop. Okay? For example, most of the time, the speech usually begins with something like, let me just read. He says that. Okay? He says that. When you are having a simple present tense, all right, a simple present tense, just know that it's timeless. They use it for narration they use it for narration oftenly. All right. They use it during narration. It's very common. He tells me that. Okay, it's timeless, and they use it during narration. He asks if. Timeless. All right. The student says that the exam is over. That one you're not going to put was over because we are not obeying the law, the rules again. No. The student says. Immediately you are using this present simple. No need to convert anything to past tense. So you continue with the present. Okay, says that the what? That the exam is over. Is over. That's why it's always important to maintain tenses in English sentences, English expression. Ensure you maintain the tenses, except you are working under a law. All right? Except you are working under a law. But most of the time, ensure you maintain tenses. All right? The tense of this sentence is in the present. Okay? You can see here, the student says this is in the present, and we have to complete it with the present, with is. Right? It's over. Okay? Like I said you can also use omit the third law and use present, simple present. All right. For example, says the forms with s, the forms ending with s, and forget about putting past tense or past perfect tense and all of that. Okay, you use it in timeless expressions, in timeless statements. All right, statements that has no end. For example, my father said that in Anambra rain falls in June. Rain falls in June. It's timeless. Rain falls in June. Okay, we don't know the limits to where the rain falls then stop. All right. So what we are aware of is that rain falls in June. All right. It's timeless. Rain falls. But if it's the normal, conversion from direct to indirect speech, we are just going to say, my father said that rain falled. Rain falled. Okay, no, which one is falled? My father said that. Said that rain fell. Okay, rain fell in the east. In the east. Rain fell in the east in June. All right, in the east in June. My father said that rain fell in the east in June. So this one we are using. This one self is not even correct if you say we are following the law. If we want it to be correct, we are going to need to put falling here to make it past perfect tense, because there is a, okay, this is a reported speech already. Okay, that's why it's having said. So we are just going to put the past tense. It's correct. Fell. All right. But this, it doesn't apply when you have false. Okay. If you have false here, my father said that rain falls in the east, is still correct. All right. I just want you to take note of that. And that's that for direct and indirect speech, or quote and reported speech. All right. Let's see if we can take one or two more. Oh, we really need a very short topic. All right. Time is no longer on our side. I will need a short topic. Let's fix this with, we've done this, we've done idiom. The material on idiom, ensure you visit that material on idiom and learn everything you have in that material. Learn everything, learn it properly. Okay, we have stress, we have monophthong, we have misused forms. We have monophthong, we have diphthong, we have misused forms, we have homophones and disjunctive and subjunctives. All right, so we still have some more topics that we have to deal with. But before that, let's just use our final moment we have here to look at. Let's look at homophones. Homophones. Let's look at homophones. Homophones. Where are you, homophones? Where is homophone? All right, phonetic and homophone. All right, so phonetic is how you pronounce words. How do you pronounce words? How speech sound? All right, that's phonetic, right? All right, phonetic. Then the study of phonetic is called phonetics. That's the study. Okay, so the study and classification of speech is phonetic. So different parts of the mouth, the lip, the tongue, the roof of the tongue, the roof of the mouth are used to make sounds called phonetic sounds. All right. So how do we learn how to pronounce? How do we learn how to pronounce words phonetically? These are the steps. There is no shortcut. Listen to native speakers. There is no one that was born with phonetic sound. We all learned it here on earth. So listen to native speakers, those British speakers. Listen to them, because the convention we use here, the English convention we use here in Nigeria is British convention. Okay, so listen to native speakers. So you have to watch movies. Okay, listen to words pronounced by native speakers, actors and actresses. Watch interviews, podcasts, and so on and so forth. All right. So this takes us to homophones. Homophones. We have two words there. We have homo and phone. Homophones. Okay, we have two words there. We have homo, which means what? Same or one. Okay, then we have phone, which means what? Sound. All right, sound. So what this means is one sound or same sound. All right, same sound. That's the meaning of homophone. So you have two or more words having the same pronunciation but different meaning, origin, or spelling. These two words have the same pronunciation. They have the same spelling but different meaning, different origin. All right, the same spelling, the same pronunciation but different meaning, different origin. All right, so that's for homophones. Each of two or more words having the same pronunciations but different meaning, origins, or spelling. So each of two or more words. So if you have two words, like let's say these two words, they have the same pronunciation, but just know that it has the same sound, that's the same pronunciation, but different. What are the contrast? The meaning is different. Okay, the origin is also different. The spelling, all right, is also different. All right, but same sound. So that's that for that. Homophones. So each of any word that possess these properties is known as homophone But when you say homophones, that's plural homophones, it means all the words that possess these properties. All right. For example, let's look at list of homophones. Usually homophones have the same vowel and consonant sound. So they have see sounds are the same vowel sound, same consonant sound. All right. So looking at the example we have homophones like new. All right. They are pronounced as new, but they mean two different things, right? This one is what? A verb. Yeah, past tense of no. This one is new. Okay. This one is an adjective telling us adjective of is it adjective? Adjective of age. All right. Yes. Adjective of age. New. All right. Another one is by. Another one is by. Okay. What does that mean? Another one is by again. What does this mean? By, like a preposition. Is it a preposition or conjunction? By is a conjunction. Then by is like to buy something in a verb. All right. Different meaning. This one is by, like saying goodbye. All right. Another one is here. Here. Okay. This one is to, like a location. Here. Okay. Come here is a location. This one is here, like hearing. The sense organ, the sense of hearing. Okay. Detecting sound. That is what? Hearing. All right. Please, for your assignment, write out as many homophones as you can. All right. And write out as many homophones as you can. Let me be very sure that you understood these homophones. So you can see the vowel sound and the consonant sound the same. This one is the consonant sound B, ba. The Y is the vowel sound I, by. This one B, b. UY pronounced as I, B, b. YE pronounced as I. All right. So we have different homophones. So let me show you wrong examples of homophones. Wrong examples of homophones. Some wrong examples, because those that don't understand the definition of homophones. For example, lame. Okay. Team. You see? Blame. You can see that these three words they resemble, right? But they don't have the same sound. They don't have the same vowel and consonant sound. Remember, homophones have the same vowel and consonant sounds. Okay, this one is L, the consonant sound is L. This one only is T. This one only is B. You can see different consonant sound. Only this vowel sound, which is A, and this one is A, and this one is A. Only A is common to them. The rest consonant sound, okay, and the M, the okay. So at least there's one contrast, one difference, which is what? The consonant sound is different. All right. So this one is a wrong example. So you have to know that homophones are one, or let me say homophone, defining one. Homophone is each of two or more words having the same sound or the same pronunciation, both vowel and consonant sound, but different meaning, different origin, and different spelling. Right. Let's continue in the next class.